Hello, welcome to New Fox Tech. Welcome back to New Fox Tech, matter of fact. Today I'm going to be working on my 1966 Ford Galaxie again. Galaxie 500, that is. Today, finally got it. Not today, we got it in the garage. Now, I left off, I was getting it ready to go to a car show. I ended up not doing that because it was going to rain. So, unfortunately, no car shows for this car this year. So I decided we're getting it in the garage and I'm going to start working on it. I've got a trip coming up this Christmas. And so I'd like to have the car back on the road sometime in November. It's currently just about to become October. So I've got a little over a month to get everything done. And I figured I need to show you. Guys, this car is absolutely huge. We cleared out what we thought was plenty of space. And it turns out we have a lot of stuff in this garage. You know, we got a transmission and an engine here. There's barely any room down there. We've got a whole bunch of stuff. And then on this side, we kind of concentrated on making enough room over here to be able to actually fit through there and work. So I was hoping to be able to work on both sides. The car's too big. I can only do one side at a time. But I'm going to try to do both at the same time. We're going to see how it goes. I'm going to make a little list. So let me get you guys on the stand here, and then I will get a piece of cardboard and a marker, and we're going to make a list of everything that this car needs. I'm going to start with bare minimum, and I'm going to try to go in the order that I think things need to be done. But we'll see how that goes. And I'm trying to get it ready for the trip. It's going to be over 1,000 miles. It's about a little over 700 miles to where we're going, and same obviously back. So it'll be 1,400 mile round trip. We'll see how that goes. So let me get you guys on the stand here, and we will get started on that list. All right, I don't know what this is from, but it's a piece of cardboard. Probably going to run out of space here. So the first thing that this thing needs is the frame. If you guys watched the last video, the frame is rotted on the flat parts at the very middle, basically all the way down, and at least one torque box is not completely gone, but it's rotted out as well. So that's high on the priority list of what to do. So first, we're going to take the front clip completely off of the car because I need to get the body up off the frame. If you guys have never seen, if you're not familiar with this car, the body comes down over the frame. The frame is a box, and the body comes down over. You can only see the very bottom of the frame, and then obviously there's a gap, and you can see the sides of the frame. But I need to lift the body up because I'm going to completely plate all the way around the frame. I'm going to try, because my goal is to do it right so that I don't have to go back and do it ever again, and it won't rot out. Well, so that it's stronger. We can't do that very first because I need to get the front clip off. There's a bunch of stuff around the engine bay that would be a lot easier to do. I think I'm going to start with, I have a whole new wiring harness. This car, all the wiring, I think I may have touched on it a bit, but I'll go over it again. The wiring for this car, being that it's original, everything that is original is so old that if you touch the protective coating on the wires, it just crumbles apart. And if you bend the wires more than 1 or 2 times, it just breaks right away. So I need to redo that. I bought a universal wiring kit with a 21 circuit kit with a fuse box and everything. Now this car has 5 fuses. That is the whole fuse box. 5 fuses for every circuit in this entire car runs off of 5 fuses. Don't like that. That was probably good for 66. That is not good for me now. That 21 circuit is going to be much better. So, and everything's labeled. I'll show you guys that kit when I bring it out. I don't think we're going to get to that in this video. I will show you when we get to that. I need to, so I could pull all the electrical first. I think that would be a pretty good start. I wanted to do the frame first. I have to figure out, because electrical runs through the front clip. I think the front clip will be easier to take completely apart with no electrical in the way. So I think we're going to start with stripping the whole car down. Well, that means we have to pull the interior of the dash. So we're, I guess we'll be starting inside the car in the dash, pulling the dash apart. I didn't think this that far through. I want to try to remember to lay wiring out in the car for the future, for what I want to do in the future. So, but of course that doesn't come into account until I actually get to laying the wiring out. And this is just taking everything out of the car, so that is not really relevant right now. And I can't pull the hood because I can't physically hold the hood myself. I have to wait for my dad before we can pull the hood, and that's going to go on the roof. The fenders, I measured them, and they are, I think it was 58 inches in length from like the top of the bezel here all the way back to where it meets with the door there. And the trunk is just a few inches wider. So I think I can fit both fenders in the trunk. We're running out of space here, as you guys can see. And I'm trying to conserve as much space as I can. So everything I take off the car, the grille, the bezels, the headlights, and everything I'm going to try to put in the car. Of course, that is going to be a little bit counterintuitive to taking the body off of the car because it's going to be adding a lot of weight, but I don't think that'll be too much of an issue. I just have to find structural parts of the body to hold it up in the air. Hopefully I can get the body about a foot off of the frame. That would be ideal. We're going to see if that can happen. Yeah, but I think I can start the wiring right now. I can start disconnecting everything and taking everything apart. I also want to switch over to a one-wire alternator for this car. And a lot of the one-wire alternators, if you guys aren't familiar with FE engines, this one, all of them, where the alternator currently sits, it's very close to the head of the engine. So when the one-wire alternators have the stud out of the back of the alternator, it's really close to the head. And I met a guy at Hot Rod Power Tour this year who had a Galaxie, and he talked specifically about getting a one-wire alternator with a stud that faces out of the casing, out to the side, like up, and that kept it away from the head, which is much safer. So, but I didn't get his information. I can't contact him again, and when I look up one-wire alternators, I just keep getting the same stud out the back type of alternator, and I cannot find one, though I know they exist because I physically saw it at Hot Rod Power Tour. So if you guys know what I'm talking about, if you've done this before, please let me know where I can find what brand makes that alternator, what the model number of that alternator is, so I can get that, and I don't have to deal with the stupid stud out the back. I don't want to deal with spacing things because then I gotta space everything, but everything has to be based off of the crank pulley anyway. I can't move too much. Yeah, so I think we'll start with wiring. So we're gonna go, this marker's garbage, there we go. Strip wiring. Then we're going to do the front clip. Now, I did talk about taking the dash out for the wiring thing. I'm not going to put strip interior in here because I don't plan on taking the whole interior out. I did pull the carpet up on the passenger side, and I looked in there, and there was quite a bit of rust because of the windshield leak, so that's also needs to be done before we go. I don't want that to continue. I'm thinking about doing a temporary fix because the windshield's something that you can really do anytime. However, I don't really want to go back and do it again, but depending on what, I might just do temporary. Some people have talked about putting RTV in the gap. Some people have talked about putting bathroom clear silicone sealant over it. Some people, obviously everybody, most people tell me I should do it the right way and take the windshield out, make sure that the sill is good, and then put the windshield back in with the proper sealing, whether it's rubber or whatever they used back in the day. I don't know what it's called. I guess we might end up doing it the right way. I don't know. I have to get the wipers working. I don't know if that's an electrical problem. The wipers currently, when I turn the wipers on, they don't turn off until I turn the car off. And which is weird. Also, this driver's side wiper, as you guys can see, I'm assuming this is I've never taken one of these apart. I'm assuming that this is got splines and it's on the wrong spline. It has to go here because when the wipers do go, this wiper blade goes all the way out to the trim and smacks the trim here, and the top of the wiper blade just sticks way out off. It also needs new wipers, so I have to do that. That's not hard. Although, like, I've never seen a wiper arm like these. Not familiar with these old cars. I know there's like the pin style I saw in like an 80 Dakota, a Dodge Dakota, but that's not what this is. This is just like a spade. So I don't know. Like, I'd like to put modern wiper blades on it. Would be cool. Some good ones instead of this junk standard garbage. But we'll see. So front clip, strip the wiring, front clip. Then we will pull the body. Then we will fix frame. Then we will obviously put the body back on. I don't know how to write. Let's see, put body back, we'll say. Sure, that works. Once that's done, rewire car, then reinstall front clip. No. At some point in here, we have to fix exhaust leak. Then, and that'll be much easier with the front clip off. I can access everything. Oh, the transmission fix, trans shifter or selector. We'll call it a shifter because I already spelled shifter out. The selector, somebody, my friend who I got the car from installed a floor shifter, and then before he gave it to me, he put it back to the column selector, and he didn't put it back quite right, or he said he just couldn't. I don't know what the situation is. I haven't actually taken a chance to look at it. You just have to feel where it is and try to figure it out. So we'll figure that out. I'd like to get a park brake on the car, but it's not necessary for what we're doing. I'm pretty comfortable with it being an automatic. Being able to put it in park doesn't bother me. That I don't have an e-brake. Eventually gonna have to do that. Oh, that reminds me. When all that's done, this has four-wheel drums with the death pod, as everybody calls it. I don't like that, so we're gonna do the front fixed trans shifter, then we're gonna do front disc brake conversion. And when we do that, I'm also going to check all the brake lines. I guess I'll check the brake lines while I'm doing the frame, see if anything needs to be replaced. I'm not going to yet do disc brake rear conversion. I don't think I need it yet until I start pushing a lot more power up front here. I won't need that much stopping power up back. So we're going to just we'll just freshen up rear drums. Probably replace literally everything that's back there while we're back there. I eventually want to do, I'm going to need to do front ball joints, tie rod ends, control arm bushings would be ideal. I don't know if I need to go that far for what we're doing. Probably just tie rod. I'll have to check and see if anything's really worn out. This car doesn't have, it only has 43,000, I was told, original miles, but it's sat for a long time. I don't know if that's even true. I mean, there's evidence, it's hard to say with how long it's sat. The door cards are all worn down, probably from sun sitting on, being down south. Obviously the dash has evidence of sitting out in the sun for excuse me, a very long time, so it's hard to gauge, and the pedals are metal, so they don't really show any sort of wear yet, which, yeah, so it's hard to say how many miles it has. So freshen up the rear drums, then I guess we can install the front clip. Yep. Reinstall front clip. And that's all I can think of for right now. So we will I'll definitely add to the list as time goes on if I think of something else. I think that's everything. So I'm going to try my first time lapse of me starting to disconnect all the wiring stuff. There's not really a good place for me to put you guys. I'll figure it out, probably move you around here and there. But I'm going to put this on the wiper here. And I'll leave the marker back there on the workbench. And I'll get started with the disassembling the wiring. Probably start out in the engine bay here first, and then move to the inside once everything up here is disconnected. So let me get to that. All right, so that was quite easy. This is the main harness, of course. And I'm going to pull all that other stuff that I added with the temp sensor wiring and the tack wiring and all that stuff. I'm going to take that off. Guys, please don't put wire nuts. I know I said it before. Just don't put wire nuts on these things. Wire nuts are for housing. Wire nuts are not. They're not waterproof. All these wiring connections are corroded. Everything's falling apart. Just do it right, okay? Please, just put anything but wire nuts, please. Don't just twist stuff together and tape it to anybody. If you do that, if you put wire nuts on a car, or you twist wires together and then proceed to electrical tape it together, I hope you step on a Lego every single time you step out of the shower. I hope you step on a Lego. That's how I feel about that. That's how I feel about that anyway. Looks like I think my buddy put this electric fan on here. He electrical taped a lot of it. It's into this main harness here. I don't know what that looks like. Anyway, he didn't put any sort of way to disconnect this, so I'm going to take this looming off and then we'll see. But I might have to cut the wire and then I'll rewire it later. Hey, I want you guys to take a guess at what that wiring all the way over there goes to. That's the blower motor that is tucked so far down in there that I can't even get my hand on it. So I'm going to have to wait for that until the fender's off. Why would they put that there? That's really frustrating. I'm going to cut those wires since I'm rewiring the whole thing anyway. I'm not dealing with it right now. I want to get this harness out of the car. So I'm just going to, like I said, I'm just going to cut them wires and we'll call it. I hate to do that, but I don't have a choice right now unless I want to take that whole fender off. And I guess I could take the fender without taking the hood off, but I'd much rather take the hood off first. So I'm just going to cut, like I said, I'm just going to snip them wires. It's whatever. I really wish they didn't put the blower motor all the way over there. Also, this can't remember what it's called right now. But this is what controls your fan speeds, and evidently it wasn't working, which makes sense. Because I know the blower motor works, but it only worked in one speed. So now it makes sense why that was the case, because this is absolutely trashed. That looks almost original, but I don't really know what original looks like, so I have no idea of way of knowing. So whatever. Anyway, I'm going to cut them, and we're going to keep going. I just wanted to mention too, I won't be disconnecting. Oh, I'm going to try not to take the rad support off, because I'd rather not have to dump all the coolant out of the thing, and then I have to find a place to put that anyway. So we're going to try to keep the radiator and the coolant and the front rad support in there. I guess I could keep the grill in it, but I'll just take the grill off. And yeah, so almost got all this wiring out of here, I think, but I'm not positive. Then I got to pull all this stuff back into the cab of the car, the passenger compartment, whatever you'd like to call it. All right, I believe I'm ready to go back inside. Almost. Nope, there's these guys. Interesting. All right. Looks good, looks good. All right. I guess we're going to move to the inside of the car now and start pulling that dash apart. I think that's my next move here, in order to, because I need a new piece of dash. We can always put it back on if I don't have the new one in time. So let me get you guys situated in there, and we'll get started on that. Okay, so I need to take this guy off, which most of these are gone, and they're all Phillips heads. So I'm going to get a Phillips head and start taking them out. I believe that'll come with it. I really don't. No, this has its own thing going on there. Okay. All right, we'll get working on that then. All right, this ain't ideal, but it's better than nothing. So this is what we got to work with here. All right. More time lapsing. I should definitely get a container to put all these this hardware in. Yeah. Okay. It's stuck pretty good. There we go. Huh. Okay. All right. Yep. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Interesting. Cannot get that out. Because it is wider than the A-pillars are. Wow. That's interesting, isn't it? Oh, yep. Okay. Okay, I don't know how to do that. We're going to leave that for now. And I'm going to move on to these. Damn. So I don't know if y'all will be able to see this, but the thing moved up away from the metal piece so far that I could not see the screw that was partially in there. And now I've broken this tab off. That's awesome. I'm sure I'll never be able to find that ever again. So I guess the new one is just gonna, luckily it bolts in down there. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Don't you worry about that. Not even a little bit. It'll be fine. We'll figure that out. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I need this too. I need this off because I need a new one. However, is this just a plastic? I don't really know what I'm looking at here. Whoever, oh my gosh. Yep. It's just like glued in place. At least it seems like it's just glued in place. They put the... It kind of goes all... Yeah, they glued this on there. Oh my goodness. So the dash is metal. They made this. I don't know. I don't know what the heck is going on with all this. I'm sure there's like a right way of doing this. Anyway, I guess I don't need to do that right now. Although now I really want to. See, this is... Yep, that's trashed. That can go down there on the floor for now. That wants to come off. Cool. That's still good. Yeah, this thing is just absolutely trashed. I don't know how it is attached. It's glued. Yeah, it's okay. Double taped. Double-sided tape. Yeah, okay. Yep, that's... Sure. Look at that. Double-sided tape, the whole thing on. It's just like foam. What in the world? Oh. I'm not really sure what I'm dealing with here. You guys are probably back there cringing at this, I'm sure. Whatever, it's fine. Is that supposed to be a speaker? Oh, it is. Huh. Well, there's a dead wasp. There's a bunch of dead bugs in there. I wonder how you access that. That's interesting. I have no idea. This is like a metal rail here. I don't know how that comes off. We're gonna leave that for now. What's more important is I need to start taking this whole dash out of here to disconnect all that wiring. Maybe not. I just gotta pull all the wiring through. Well, let's see. There's electrical for these. There's electrical to this original radio. Pretty neat. But yeah, need that disconnected. I might wire this in. I don't know. Probably not. No, I'll just leave it here because it's kind of cool. Let's see. This thing, or Phillips. Yep, this has been painted black. Neat. Alright, now I have access to these lights too. And I can put LEDs in there. Not yet though. I will. Not yet. Let's see here. I guess I'll just take this whole face off forward. Oh, then I'm gonna run these are all connected there. I don't wanna mess with those per se. So the fan switch, I guess I can disconnect this. I'll just unscrew and take out. There's actually wiring that runs. There's a big thick harness that goes up here, somewhere down that way. So I might have to figure out how to pull this guy off of here. I might be pulling the entire dash out, honestly. I think, yeah, I gotta take these out to get that off. I think, yep, okay. Game plan. Do stuff. That's the plan. Oh man. All right. Oh, that's a good sign. There's a bunch of rust on that screw. Heck yeah, dude. We're gonna find out how bad this, oh man, that one's like stripped out or something. Good. Dude, between the missing screws and everything that's stripped out on this car, I'm surprised. Actually, I'm not even, I don't know how to feel about all that. Okay. Oh, that looks fine. Oh, okay, I'm running out of room to put stuff in here. So now I should be able to maneuver this guy out. I just realized that I'm missing that whole, the one on that side. Okay, do I have to like bend this thing a little bit? Does it have to get bowed a bit to get out of here? This is, how do you... I don't really understand how I'm supposed to get this thing out. I just realized that trim piece that I just took off is missing over there. That's weird. Okay. So, what is this? Just not, you just can't take this out? How does that even work? Wow, that's really annoying. physically, literally, it won't. I mean, I can bend it. I don't want to do that. Looks like they did. Somebody else did that already. Wow. Alright, we're just going to pull this dash cluster, and we'll see where we're going to go from there after that. Oh yeah, okay. Alright, there's a bug here. What kind of bug is that? Oh, a stink bug. Nice. I can't really, well, let me see how I disconnect these. I'm wearing the wrong hat as usual for doing interior stuff. That's okay though. Oh. Alright, it's fine, just things deteriorating. There is a wire going to something here. Maybe looks like light, which is blown. Yep, that light's blown. I don't know what that's supposed to do. Looks like I could definitely, so if I push that, there's another, again, there's like a bulb that goes right here. I guess it's just supposed to illuminate the back of the dash. I guess that makes some sense. Oh, this one's blue and really big. Oh, I broke it. Good. That's what you want to do. You want to break them. This one, oh, it was blown anyway. Good. Like everything else. Oh, now I got to get that out. That's fine. We'll figure that out later. Okay, that can come out. Oh, there's a wire going up to that guy. None of these get disconnected. You just pull the whole bulb out. That's an interesting way that they decided to do that. Cramping, good. I like it. There's like somebody put like lights all the way down. Well, over there anyway. There's two lights behind the dash here, which are not wired to anything. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna have to pull this face thing off. I've never done this before, so I don't know in what order things are supposed to come out. I'm just trying to figure that out as I go. And I would look up a video, but I have a pretty good feeling that looking up a video won't help me at all. Probably won't be able to find anything on the 66 Galaxie specifically. So I'm just not going to try it. Plus, in the time that it takes me to watch said video, I could just do this. There we go. All right. With those disconnected, I'll have to do the wiper ones as well. And then the whole dash should come out. I'm going to put this back in now. I gotta get that speedo cable out. Don't know what I'm doing. I'll figure that out right now. There's a nut. So I gotta get access to that. Oh, okay. Hey, so I have to add some audio after the fact because the audio in this video got a little messed up. That was my bad. I forgot to turn my microphone on, and instead of the phone recording its own microphone audio, it recorded absolutely nothing. So I just wanted to update you guys. I found a giant mouse nest I would like to refer to as a mouse mansion in here that I will show, and then we'll skip to the next day when I start working on the car again. Just so you guys are updated on what's going on. Sorry about that. I didn't really do much for the rest of that day anyway, so here you go. Alright guys, I'm back on another day on the Galaxie. My dad came out and helped me take the hood off the car and put it on the roof. Guys, don't forget, before you take the hood off, take the plunger, the lock off the front so that it doesn't hit the windshield there. You don't want that to happen. We didn't damage anything, but just be careful of that. We had to take it off while it was up there, and it was a pain in the butt to try to get to it from reaching over the windshield to get to it. On the other note, don't do what I did, where you just take stuff apart and put hardware in random places. I got this little bin here. Wafers came in it. Anyway, get a bin, put all stuff in there, get a get a box of bags, and then a marker and label what the hardware that you're putting in the bag goes to, so that when you come back to it, you're like, oh, what are these for? And then you're like, oh, it's for the mirror and the visor stuff, right? So that you know where the things go. You know what I'm saying? So just don't forget to do that. Also, I didn't think I would have to, but I didn't, and I'm not going to. Maybe not. If you're taking a wiring harness out of a vehicle, especially if you plan on reusing that harness, make sure to, every time you unplug something or before you unplug it, take some some like painter's tape or scotch tape, and make a little flag on it and label what that goes to, because if you end up, for whatever reason, and it happens to everybody, it happens to me all the time, is you start working on something and then you have to stop and you come back to it later and you can't remember what does this connector go to. So that's what I have to do. I'm gonna run into that when I start rewiring the thing, but it won't be nearly as much. If you just got a wiring harness sitting out of a vehicle, it's much easier to figure out where everything goes if you have it labeled. So don't forget to label it. That's my suggestion. But anyway, I'm gonna turn towards that headliner, trying to get the headliner out, and I gotta get the old mouse nest out. I don't want to get any sort of Mickey Mouse disease, okay? So let me get ready for that, and I'll find a place to set you guys up. My dad has the tripod right now, so I'll figure something out. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. I'm gonna find out right now. Okay, so that was really fun. Not really. No, not at all. That headliner evidently was in there for a very long time and did not want to, well, it was in there a long time and it was falling apart. I mean, I'm amazed that there's no insulation, basically no insulation in the entire car at all. That's absolutely incredible. I no wonder. I mean, that's just ridiculous. So now I got to buy a bunch of. I was looking at some stuff. Um, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to order some stuff from Amazon, some insulation, and I'm going to insulate the whole top and the bottom. All right, we're back. Another day. Getting back to it. Only got that finished off with that headliner yesterday. Found a interesting spot behind the dash there, where there was a fire. It looks like at one point. So I'll show you guys that. You also see the factory blue, but yeah, back right there. Look at that. Looks like there was a fire at some point. Very interesting. So anyway, I'm gonna get you guys situated today. I'm pulling the. I've decided we're gonna pull the whole steering column. I'm gonna pull the whole dash out here because I want to be able to insulate the whole firewall and everything. And we're basically going to be stripping the entire interior. So I don't think we're going to be getting this thing done for my trip this Christmas. But that's alright. I have another vehicle I can drive down there. I just thought it'd be really cool to take this. But I don't think I have the time nor the money to get this done in time. You know, it's one of those while I'm in here type things. I don't want to have to come back and do it again. That would be non-ideal. So yep, it's all right. So I got to figure out a spot for you guys to sit to see. I know the quality's been kind of garbage, but I'm figuring it out. Also, I still don't have access to. I ordered a tripod, so that should be here eventually. But my goal for this weekend, it's currently Sunday, but tomorrow is Labor Day. So I have off Labor Day. Hopefully by the end of tomorrow I can have the entire wiring harness stripped out of the car. Then I can move on to the front clip. So hopefully by the end of the week I can start getting the body up, off. Well, I guess the interior comes after that. But this video is just the harness. Once I'm done with the harness, I'm going to start working on getting that out. So hopefully I can get that out to you guys this week. I'd like to do that. Hopefully it's not too long. Please let me know if you guys prefer the long content or you want the shorter content or what you're looking for. I prefer personally to watch, you know, hour 20 long videos when I'm watching YouTube. So that's kind of what I was aiming for here. But if majority of you don't want that, then you know, I don't know, let me know. Evidently I wasn't done with the vacuum cleaner. Wow. Man. Time really does do things to stuff, you know? Alright. I'm pretty sure this is fiberglass. That's fine. I'm only breathing it in a little bit, you know. Fiberglass never did nothing to nobody, okay? There was also a fire over here at some point. Unless I'm wrong and that's some sort of spray that they put in there, I don't know. I don't know what to do about this wiring here because I don't know what it is and I don't know where it goes. I mean, it looks like it runs up. Doesn't come through. Interesting. One goes down. All right, I think my best bet next is to take the dash out. I guess I gotta drop the steering column first here. Well, I didn't take into account how much more difficult it would be to work around that. I don't think I need to pull the whole thing out, so I guess it'll just rest on the seat and it'll just be annoying and I have to lift it up every time I need to get out of here. That's not a big deal, I guess. That'll be fine. I'm not worried about it. Shouldn't damage anything letting it rest. Oh, it doesn't even hit the seat. I'm sure tension on things is fine. Don't worry about it. I should definitely get these vents out first. I gotta figure that out. I probably don't want to try to take that out and have all that weight hanging on these. I like having them. I got a mask here. My dad just mentioned with this being a 1966, there's a decent chance that this insulation here is probably asbestos, or could be. So I'm going to put a mask on just in case. I don't feel like playing around with asbestos. I don't know if it absorbs through the hands, but at least it won't be in my lungs. But I'm going to do this for the entire dash because I'll be moving stuff around so much. I really don't want to chance that, you know? God, what happened in here? Wow. Alright. Time for me to clean up stuff. Alright guys, so as you've seen, I got my the dash out finally, which is awesome. That's progress. Getting ready to pull all this wiring out. I think I might leave it off here today. I got some other things I gotta do, so I'll pick it up when I get a chance yet. Well, looks like there's a lot. I got a little peep of the floor under the carpet here. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I'll show you guys that. We're going to be pulling the carpet back. Probably pulling the seats out. Even though I didn't want to do that, we're going to do that, I guess. So, that'll, yep. Hopefully this video is not too long. I'm sure it will be. Probably be too long. Maybe I'll have to do part 1 and 2 of stripping wiring harness. And label, maybe I'll just do stripping interior, starting wiring, and then do the rest of wiring harness. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But that's where I'm going to leave it off for today. I got a lot of cleaning up to do. I'm not going to do that right now, but I'll catch you later. Alright, we're back. Another day. Don't know what day this is. Gonna keep working on this bad boy. Try to get this wiring harness pulled all the way out. So, let's get to it. Been fighting with this grommet for this one piece of the wiring harness. It's she's tough. I gotta push it through, seems like. There we go. Yeah. Easy. Alright guys, so as you see, finally, after fighting with this thing, there is, what do they call those things? I just had it. How what they were called. I can't remember what they were called. Maybe I'll put it up on the screen here somewhere, what I'm thinking. Bulkhead connectors. There's 2 on this car, and my goodness, would they not come out. So I just pulled with all my strength and they came out. So that's good. But that is the entire engine harness is all out. There's no wiring except for that thing, and the alternator wiring is there, but then the whole inside of the dash has now been completely stripped out. As you can see here, now obviously there's a couple different things that I'll clean up. I gotta vacuum this out and clean up the carpet and whatnot. We will be pulling this. I plan on doing some other brake work. This is actually bolted to the back of the brake master there, so to drop this bracket you got to drop the whole brake master. At least it looks that way. So that will do it, you guys. That's the end of that. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm gonna end it there. I don't know what to call this. I guess I'll just call it stripping the wiring. Dash was kind of necessary for that. I'll show you guys the that fuse box though. It's kind of fun. You know, modern cars have a lot of fuses in them. This old Galaxie, 5 fuses for the entire car, all of its systems. Absolutely absurd. That's just crazy to me. So next video, I think I'm going to get started on stripping the rest of the interior out. And guys, let me tell you, this was not supposed to be a full restoration. This was supposed to be do what was necessary to get the car running and driving, and it's going. I just can't look at something that's wrong and leave it wrong. I have to fix it. So the more that we dig, the more room that I'm going to find in there, the more I'm going to want to fix. And I don't want to have to go back in there and do it again. I ordered 72 square feet of kill mat, which is a sound deadening barrier. And then I will be ordering Silis closed cell foam for thermal barrier. And I want to do the firewall, the roof, the floor, the doors, the trunk, everything. The whole interior of the car, I'm going to do a layer of both. That should give me optimal thermal and noise protection in the car for the future. So I might as well, while I'm in here, I'm going to do that. Now the rest of the wiring I will pull out after the interior, or I'll do it with the interior. But this was the main goal, is to get this wiring stripped out. Figure this is a good time. So well, I guess the next video will start with taking the front clip off. We'll figure that out when I get there. So I hope to see you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll keep you posted. Thank you.